to my live. It's a late night live. I don't have much going on. I do have something that I'm trying to take care of right now. It's not pressing, but I want to get it done. So I went to the store the other day and I got a whole bunch of bell peppers. Now I like bell peppers in most of the stuff that I prepare. I like bell peppers. So I always keep them in the house. I keep them. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna go ahead and get these all prepped up and I'm gonna freeze them. That's what I do with my peppers. I keep peppers in the freezer. Um, and also, I was in the garden yesterday, maybe yesterday, and I finally harvested my chocolate cherry peppers. These are new to my garden this year, and they finally got ripe, and I harvested them, and I tasted them on live. I'm gonna taste them with y'all again tonight, just in case you didn't see me harvesting them um, yesterday. These are a variety of the green pepper, and I think it tastes like a green pepper. I think it tastes like a green pepper, except for the taste is not as pronounced. I did cook one tonight. Well, I cooked two or three, the smallest ones, because these are the larger ones, and I kept them. But I cooked some tonight in a egg scramble, and once they cook, I feel like I like them better cooked. I said earlier, probably just tasted them raw. I probably will not be growing them again in my garden, but I believe I will. Now that I tasted them cooked, I probably will. But let me cut. I'm gonna cut this open and let you see. Cut it open. It's not really even red on the inside. You see what I'm saying? The color is just like this on the outside, and they start green like this. Matter of fact, they were on the vine for a very long time, looking green like this. And the way I determined that they were ripe was I kept matching it up to the display that came with the red dirt plant that I bought. And this is the color. It almost matches exactly to the one that is on the display. I'm gonna taste it again because I wasn't happy with it the other day when I tasted it. Look, taste and see if I can tell. It's supposed to be a sweet pepper, and it does have a hint of sweet, a slight peppery kick, but it is not this right here. And I love bell peppers in everything. That most of the stuff that I cook, I'm putting bell peppers in it. But I'm gonna go ahead and set this to the side because I'm gonna get these cut up real small. I'll be putting this in my cooked dishes. But tonight, I'm prepping my peppers for the freezer. I mentioned before that um, during the pandemic, I did just about everything. I was making wine, I was baking bread, and I even went and bought a pressure cooker to can. And they cost so much money because everybody was trying to do canning and stuff during the pandemic. But I bought it and I realized I wasn't going to use it, and I took it back because it costs a lot of money just to be sitting in my kitchen. So I took it back, but I wish I had a followed through. I wish I had a followed through and figured out how to can. I mean, I'm sure it's easy enough. And I took canning classes in Tarrant County, but I just didn't feel like I was gonna do it. So tan is still freezing. What I do is I freeze. I freeze stuff or I ferment. I am not canning anything yet, but I wish. Well, I'm gonna say one day I'm gonna learn because I really did enjoy making bread. I enjoy making bread, and that wine, y'all. It was sometimes people say prison hooch. It wasn't uh straight up wine, but it fermented. I I I did all the stuff to it, and then so I purchased a wine making kit. I think that's what it's called. It's the fruit wine making kit. So I have all the stuff I need now to make a better wine than I was, just fermenting and putting the fruit and the yeast in a bucket, and just letting it go. So when I get my mind right and I start getting fruit on my trees, because I have I have two peach trees in my yard, I have plum trees, and I have pomegranate trees. Once those things start fruiting, I'm gonna need to be doing some with them fruits. Then I'm probably gonna take canning seriously because I know I like canned preserves. My mom used to make fig preserves, peach preserves, plum jelly, plum hull jelly is what she used to make. Uh, Nothing went to waste. Plum hull jelly. It was delicious. We everything. So my mom didn't pressure can anything because she was scared of the pressure cooker. She thought it would explode, and I'm sure there were a bunch of incidences of people not releasing the pressure on them thing and it exploding or just you know being volatile. So she never did that, but she did water bath can, and sometimes she would. Mom worked nights, my dad worked days, and my mom would work nights. But when the fruit came in, where there was pears, figs, plums, apples, mom would make preserves. And because she worked nights, she started during the day, and she'd say, "Kids, y'all watch this for me." She said, "Kids, watch this for me while I go to sleep." And she'd go and take a nap, and we were watching, and we'd done this for so long, and we'd watched it, and we'd followed her instructions and did exactly what she said. As we got older, we realized we liked something different than what she was doing. So mom would go to sleep, and she said, "Take it off." At this time, we let it cook just a little bit longer. Y'all, ain't nothing like candied pears, candied apples, candied figs. Oh my goodness. She'd be so upset when she got up to find out all her syrup had been cooked down. Cooked down and reduced to nothing, but we'd be just, oh, all of us just be running to her little pot. Eating up the good sweetness. That's what we were doing. But yeah, so I love to learn to can. I'm gonna see. I wonder if uh, Tarrant County still has a canning class. I should go take a refresher. I mean, in addition to, being concerned about the canning blowing up on me, yeah, I don't want to get no botulism or back in the day, it was say ptomaine poisoning. I don't want none of that. I don't want it. So, and I could get the ball canning guide. I could get the ball canning guide and try to follow along with that, but uh, there's so many specific things that have to be done for certain food items, you know. So I'd have to take baby steps to success to be an effective canner. Yeah, I promise you, I went and bought all that stuff. I had the canner. I bought the canning kit. I bought all the jars. So what I am using the jars though. I guess it's not my preservation method of choice, but it's what I am doing is dehydrated. Look. So when I come across a bunch of lemons and limes, I cut them things up real thin and I put them in my mason jars. Oh, it makes me happy to have lemons and they taste so good, y'all. They taste so good. They taste so good. I put them in my tea, or else I make uh, lemonade. Make lemonade with them. But I'm always happy to have them on hand. Like I said, stuff that I use regularly. I mean, I feel like I want to have it on hand. That way, I'm not running out to the store all the time trying to get it. So the lemon is a definite must. And I have lemon trees in my yard. So here's the thing. I have I have lost 6 lemon trees. One was growing real nicely in the ground, and I was all happy with how green and beautiful it was, and I was looking forward to lemons the following season. However, that winter the weather changed so badly and so severe. We had, I don't know if they call it an Arctic blast that year, but everything on my tree died. The leaves were gone. It was just looking really sad, worse than a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. So I got out there in a hellacious mood and I started digging it up. I'm like, you're not gonna do this to me again, lemon tree. As soon as I started digging it up, I realized there was water still in the root system. I was hot. I was hot. I was hot. And it took me a couple years to get back on the lemon wagon. So now I have uh Lulu sap and Lulu wheat. I have 2 lemon trees out in my yard. Now one of them has lemon on it, and I think it's gonna make. I also have what do you call it? What is that tree? A satsuma. I have a satsuma uh, citrus tree, and it has little baby heirloom citrus on it. But I don't know. And the thing about citrus is, I'm gonna have to bring them in for the winter. I'll put them in my garage. That's scary too. I bring them in for the winter because I need them to survive. I can't. Well, I would, but I don't want to have to go buy more trees and start over. So I'm thinking about everything that I have to do for the winter to make them live for the following season, or just bring them in. That's what it is. Maybe just bring them in when the weather is going to be really severe. Because I understand citrus can withstand some chill time. So yeah, I once all my fruit trees mature and I start getting the fruit that I want, I'm gonna need another method to preserve them other than freezing and dehydrating. So hopefully by then I will have gotten my mind right so I can figure out the canning process because there is nothing like cracking open a can of preserved fruit. Man, in the wintertime, in the wintertime we had biscuits and pears. Or if my mama wasn't looking, we just cracked open them pears and we was eating like candy. So yeah, I got fruit trees out there that I'm working on getting right, and I can't wait. I can't wait to harvest my first fruit. This is not a good one. I want y'all to see it. And this one I think I could, but this is that chocolate cherry pepper. It's almost like a green pepper, except it has a milder flavor. It's my first time growing it this year. I bought it I bought it from Atwoods when they have the 99-cent red dirt starter plants. Yeah, I look forward to that every year. I used to Black Friday ain't what it used to be anymore, but me and my family used to live for Black Friday. We'd all pack in my mom's minivan and we'd hop from store to store to store. Now I be stocking at Haynes, the I'm sorry I'm saying Haynes, the Atwoods for the Black Friday. And I know those people get tired of everybody calling talking about, hey, do you have, do you have the starters yet? I was in the line last year. I was getting my stars, and someone called and they were asking the cashier. They was like, "Do you have any?" Blah blah blah. She was like, "Sir, I don't know. I haven't been out there. I can't see." So I'm like, "Yeah, you know, there's like a few of them left out there, but if they don't come right now, they're gonna be gone." He was like, "Do you have any?" I was like, "Yeah, they have that too, but it's going real fast." I said, I told a little lady at the register, I said, "Yeah, I might as well be working here, or y'all can give me a discount." And we had a good chuckle, and I got my stuff, and I got on up out of here. Uh, and I'm always looking for something new or different to grow in my garden. Like I said, I won't know whether I like it or not. I won't know whether I like it or not unless I try it, right? Uh, Another thing new in my garden this year was those golden golden beets. So I don't like beets per se. Well, okay, I don't like the way I grew up eating beets, and I don't like the way uh, I prepared beets when I worked in the professional kitchen. It's nothing appealing about it. And oftentimes I try to be fancy when I go to a restaurant and I order a goat cheese salad, something goat cheese special green salad, and I'm always disappointed. Goat cheese beet special green salad, always disappointed. But what I did find was those golden beets have a milder flavor. It's not as bad as the red ones, but I found a recipe, and I got some more beets out in my garden. I found a recipe. Sometimes I wear special shoes. You spent, you know what? Whatever you wear, if it makes you feel good, it's okay. A special shirt, a special pair of glasses, a signature scent. I like clothes. I get it. So every year I put something different in the garden, and I this year I have these red peppers, chocolate cherry peppers. I also have those golden beets that were okay. I air fried them, and they turned like into a chip, and they were good. They were good. What else is new out there in my garden? What else is new out there in my garden? Oh, y'all, I bought a cherry tree. So I bought a cherry tree last year on clearance, but um, last winter Tam was juggling priorities, just juggling everything that could happen last year to prevent me from being successful in my garden happened, right? Uh, who is that? Mendo Dog. Hello, welcome to my live. That's what I meant to say. You and your special shoes. Um, Everything that could happen in my life last year happened to prevent me from being a successful gardener or successful in my garden. And my cherry tree bit the bullet, so I bought a replacement. That's another something that I'm probably gonna have to manage differently in the winter because I believe it can't tolerate too much cold. This is what that pepper looks like on the inside. Look, nothing different. It's just the color on the outside. Now, I I said earlier I think it just tastes like a milder flavor, a milder flavor of the green pepper, right? And I get it. Some people might not like the green flavor so much. So this chocolate cherry sweet pepper would be ideal for someone like that. But yeah, I'm just this is my task I'm getting done tonight, and I was like, since I'm up, somebody else might be up, and even if you're not, you can watch the replay. Tan in the kitchen. This one look. This one had a deeper red color. This one had a deeper red color. But so yeah, I'm gonna get this done. Then I'm probably gonna move on to the next thing. I have some more. I have some more of these peppers growing out in the yard. But y'all, I really like I really like the shishito peppers. I harvested a whole bunch of them the other day too. I need to roast them off. And one thing I say all the time is don't grow anything in your garden that you don't like. Well, I'm growing okra, and I grow okra because my mom liked okra. Uh, and I used to take them to her, and she'd be so excited for two or three okra. Um, but that's something else. I found out a way to cook that I could like better. So I'm air frying my okra now. I like okra, but if I'm eating them, they're deep fried, and I call them blackened. They're really dark and crunchy. By the time I feel comfortable eating them, because they're slimy, I call them blackened. Oh, the other thing, y'all. The other thing that is new in my garden is Malabar spinach. Do you know Malabar? Any of y'all know about Malabar spinach, or have you cooked Malabar spinach? And if you have, what recipe do you use? Because it's new to me, and I know, well, I don't know, but I figured out, and this is why I never bought it. Um, I never bought a Malabar spinach start. First of all, it costs a lot of money. It costs more than the regular starts. Uh, and when I did a little bit of looking at it, I understand that Malabar spinach is slimy, and I can't. That's like okra. It's slimy. So I would have never bought it, but my friend says, I know you're a gardener. You like to grow stuff. I got some spinach. Normally I say no. Like I don't let people give me house plants because I'm not gonna take care of it. That doesn't make me happy. So, but I said, okay, fine. Just like with okra, I found a way to enjoy okra better than I normally would. So I said, well, I will look. I'll do a little bit of looking on the interweb and see if I can find uh, a Malabar recipe that won't gross me out. And I did some looking, and what I found was this it's the way you handle it that makes it slimy or not. You know, so uh, when I get to cooking my Malabar spinach, I have to not touch it so much, or I have to wait. Anyway, I read it, and that's something you got to do. Otherwise, you're gonna have slimy spinach, and that's good for soup if you're trying to thicken soup. But I don't want that, and so I'm gonna bag it up. I'm gonna get these peppers bagged up and ready for the freezer. And what I do is, most of the time I'm making a stir fry, I just knock the bag a little bit and knock a little bit loose and put it back in the freezer. And what I do with the insides of my peppers, most of the times I save them, but sometimes I just take them outside and I dig a hole and I drop them all in a hole and see if I can get them to grow. I'm always trying to see if it will grow, y'all. And a lot of stuff does grow. I have right, well, not right now. I did have garlic. Looking for a small Ziploc bag. I do have garlic, right? I have garlic that I grew from. That's it, right here. I have garlic that I grew from store-bought garlic, right? I took it outside and I put it in the ground. Well, it was sprouting when I got it. So I bought it because it was sprouting. And I wanted to see if I could put it in the ground and if it would continue to grow. And sure enough, it did. I've harvested about 5 or 6 heads of garlic. Let's see. And then I also put the onions. I also put the onions that were sprouting. I put the onions that were sprouting in the ground too, and they are growing right now. So every once in a while, I go out there and I cut some some of the greens off, and I use it in something. I also have an avocado growing. Avocado seed is finally growing again, y'all. So this is what I got. Tomorrow I'm gonna take this out to the ground. Tomorrow I'm gonna take that out to the ground, drop it in there. But right now I'm about to get my bell peppers and my chocolate cherry peppers. I'm about to get them in the freezer. Yep. What else? This is my shishito pepper. I'm gonna roast them off. I put them in the air fryer. Put a little bit of oil on them. Put them in the air fryer and sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. They taste so good. And these shishito peppers, a handful of shishito peppers out of the store is like $3 or $4. So I'm happy to be growing them in my garden. And on my plant, I have a shishito pepper that is like this big. And I did harvest a larger shishito pepper, but it was all tough and it had a bunch of seeds in it. So I'm hoping that those really large ones that are still out there on the bush has lots of seeds in it. That way I could try to make starts. I didn't have a lot of success This year with starts, I tried to do starts in the house, but they got leggy. So I took them outside and I put them in the ground. And I think the only thing that well, okay. So the corn survived, and I got one ear of corn off it already. The squash that I planted survived, but I haven't harvested anything off of it. So I don't do really well making starts or growing my own seed. So I had to put them directly in the ground. So that's what I will do if I do find seeds in those extra large shishito peppers that I still have. But y'all, I thank y'all for joining me on this live. Tonight I prepped up my chocolate cherry sweet peppers. I prepped up my bell peppers that are gonna go in the freezer, and these are my leftovers. Now, like I said, I normally save them and let them dry out and see if I could, make them grow something. But this is a lot, so I'm probably just gonna go dig a hole and drop them and see if they will grow. Tan likes to see if stuff will grow. Right now, I clipped off a piece of this chocolate cherry pepper because I was watching a lot of YouTubers say pinch off the top. Well, I couldn't I couldn't let that little piece go to waste, so I stuck it in some soil. It's growing right now. It has a blossom on it. Um, and every once in a while, when I'm harvesting my tomatoes, I break a branch. Every time I break a branch, I stick it in the ground. And those two branches that I've broken off um, this year are growing and giving me tomatoes. I also accidentally lopped off my eggplant. It had a blossom on it. It was about to give me an eggplant. I was cutting down one of those big old sunflower trees, and I accidentally hit my eggplant with that fisker, and I put it in some soil. It's growing, y'all. The blossom is dead, but the stem is still growing. And I'm so excited about that because I'm really frustrated and mad that I just accidentally chopped it up like that. But the plant is still living that's in the ground, and the part that I stuck in the soil is now starting to grow some more. So now I have three, four. I have four eggplants. I started with three, and that what old Bob Ross says happy accident. Well, it wasn't a happy accident, but that accident allowed me to have an additional eggplant that I didn't know would grow that way. And I'm so excited to know that because next year, if I can't get eggplant to grow from seed, I will buy one eggplant starter and I will cut it and I will make it grow into two. Oh, yes, because the starters are costing a whole lot of money right now. But anyway, that's just me running off on something else. I got started off on something else. But anyway, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I thank y'all for joining me on my live. I got this light work done that I wanted to take care of. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a minute of what I get up to. And as always, I thank y'all for watching. Bye.